Welcome, folks. I wanted to address a theme across all of my videos as a result of being posed by a question by one of a top 10 ranked player who challenged me with a question about Base OVR and why it is that I keep referring to this and potentially confusing newer players about Base OVR. His challenge was it's simply easier to talk about or project what the max of a diamond card is going to be. So why do we even care about base OVR? So that's the subject of our video. So first of all, there are cases where it actually isn't important and it's overkill, and this would actually probably align with his concern. And first one being, if you have a diamond team and you're getting diamond cards, you really don't need the base OVR because the card is already established. It's already got its grade increase. That won't be changing. All you need to do is take your diamond card at, if it was level 1, you just opened it, add 11 to it, and you've got the max of the card. And by that means, you can easily compare it to the rest of your players. You don't need to go through all the extra work of figuring out what the base OVR is. So for his point there, that's completely valid. If you are comparing same grade cards, let's say you are comparing a gold card that you've just pulled to another gold card in your roster, same goes. You don't need to figure out what the base is. You already know what the two cards are that you're dealing with. Why bother figuring out what the base is? Same drill. You figure out what it's going to look like at level 20 by adding 11 to it, and boom, you've got your card comparison. So not a big deal. If you are pulling cards and you don't ever intend to increase their grade beyond what they have, then there's no point in it. If you're pulling cards and you're building a gold team and you don't ever plan on buying a grade increase to take it to a diamond, then you don't need to figure out the base OVR. However, if you're building a gold team and you pull a silver player and you want to figure out what he's going to look like as a gold, you do need to do this. So that's when you need to follow the instructions from my other videos. It becomes important at that point. So when is the base OVR important? If you are trying to compare a diamond to a gold, a silver to a diamond, or something like that, and you want to know what the value of the card is, you need to understand the base OVR of the card. So if you have, for example, a silver signature card that you pulled and you want to figure out what it might look like as a gold or a diamond, you're going to need to know what the base OVR is. And you know what? Let's go back. Let's back up and add a little bit more detail. So why? Let me give you a little bit more detail on why you need to know what the base OVR is. So let's say I'm trying to compare a silver to a gold. If I were to tell you, well, a gold is always going to be 5 OVR higher than the silver, that would yield bad results because it doesn't account for the case where your silver might have had a maximum grade increase on it already, and then after you perform the grade increase to take it to a gold, maybe your gold results with a minimum grade increase. In that scenario, you're only going to have gained about 1 OVR, in which case if I told you you were going to get a 5 OVR gain, that would have been a complete lie. And quite the opposite holds true if you have a minimum grade silver card and you upgrade it or grade increase it to a gold and you get the maximum grade increase on it, you might get a larger than a 5 OVR gain on that. So at this point, the only way to be able to predict that properly is by figuring out what the base OVR card is. Okay, so if you've watched my videos about building a team set and some of my other videos where I talk about base OVR cards, I approach this from the standpoint of wanting to know not that the normal card that I just pulled, if I want to keep a normal card. Obviously, I'm not going to keep a normal card, or even a bronze card, I'm not going to keep it. But I do want to know that if I were to pull this card as a diamond and it looks like it has good OVR, whether or not I should keep it. So as I build out my spreadsheet and I add players to it, I really don't care about the base card, honestly. But what I do care is knowing that Altuve for 2016 is a very good card, but compared to his 2014 card, his 2016 card is the better card. Or a better example is Harper. Uh, at 2016, while his season statistics were inferior to his 2015 season, one might think, oh, Harper 2015 is the card that I want, when in actuality, in this game, Harper's 2016 card is a superior card. So when I pull him as a bronze, and maybe I don't have any confidence that I would ever land him as a gold or a diamond, maybe the route that I want to take is to recognize, oh, this Braun 2016 Harper is actually going to turn into a very good card as a diamond, and therefore I want to keep it. I want to grade increase him to a silver, and then to a gold, and then to a diamond. Maybe that's the route that I want to go instead of hoping and praying that I land the card. And that's when you want to know what the base OVR is, so you can recognize which players are good, especially when they're players that don't have an established name that actually ended up with a very good season. And the example I use from my other video is Clay Buchholz from the Red Sox. Has had a pretty mediocre career, but he had a really good year in 2013, and his card is directly comparable to Porcello's card of 2016. So a no-name player, you need to know when to recognize those players. Finally, why? Why is it important? I've actually already touched upon some of this already. The only thing that is static about a card in this game, meaning the one thing that will not change from card to card, is its base numbers. A 2013 Lackey is going to be identical to the normal card, so his base normal card is going to be identical to him if I pulled him again, another duplicate 2013 normal grade Lackey. They are going to be identical cards. And the thing that establishes what they're going to look like as a diamond and a gold and whatever is the base number. The grade increases always get applied to the base card, and that's why it's important. And so as an extension of that, all the other numbers that you're going to look at in this game have some element of randomness to them. For example, level enhancements. Sure, we know that we're always going to get 3 points per level. We know that at level 20 we're going to have 57 points total, but we don't know what the distribution of those are. So that aspect of it is random. So we cannot predict what any given player's power is going to be as a diamond card, even when we do know the base card, because there's randomness in there. We don't know what grade increase we're going to get for any given card. If I perform a intermediate grade increase and take a silver card to a gold, I don't know if I'm going to get 50 points of grade increase off of that, or if I'm only going to get 35. That's random. And then finally, now this is not necessarily random, but when I'm giving prescription and giving guidance to people who are dealing with all silver teams versus an all gold team versus a all diamond team that is all St. Louis Cardinals, I don't know what your set bonuses are going to be, so therefore you need to, I can't say, always predict that you're going to have +5 set bonus. So all I can do is tell you how to predict what a card is going to be based off of the base card and what it might look like as a diamond, and then you are going to have to apply the numbers for what your set bonuses are. So all these factors added together are why I point people towards the base OVR. So if you, on the first slide, if you met any of those conditions, then don't bother with it. It's a waste of time. But for all the other cases where you need to compare cards across grade levels, then you're kind of stuck with it. So hopefully that answers some questions for you. I'm hoping to make another video here very shortly for part 2 of team sets, so I hope you tune in for that one too. And thanks for listening, and good luck with your pack pulls and your combos. Bye for now.